All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk about some very bad news for Concord. As if it couldn't somehow get worse, it seemingly does get worse. And you know what? It's absolutely hilarious because it couldn't happen to better people. Apparently, Concord's player count has declined by 42% after just one weekend of playing.
Police, get what you fucking deserve!
Now, here's the deal, right? The player base for Concord is not massive, to say the least. At the very most, they had 697 people at any given one time playing this game within a 24-hour period. For this game to somehow drop by 42% after just a few days of being live in its first weekend, needless to say, this game is going to absolutely die within 6 months to a year. So let's get into this article from That Park Place. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Now, when we look at characters like Daw, I guess this is his name, Daw. When we look at characters like Daw, you can only wonder why this game potentially failed. Gee, I wonder why. Ugly character, not very interesting, extremely androgynous. Oh, look, he, him pronouns. This game is fucking stupid. Firewalk Studios Concord had one of the worst launches of the year, and is even getting worse for the game as player counts declined by 42% in its first. But I mean, look at these numbers, bro. Look at these numbers. How can you be happy with these numbers? You can gaslight people as much as you want, and trust me, I see a lot of gaslighting happening on Twitter. I see a lot of shills gaslighting people right now. Everybody's trying to gaslight this game as, oh, it's so good, it's so amazing. Don't listen to the hate. Bro, are you kidding me right now? The people who didn't listen to the hate, who are playing this game, are leaving. Like, what the fuck? Like, how are you going to be blaming us when you had 700 players buy this game and they left? That's not our fault. That's your fault. They're bored. They're bored just after 3 days of playing this game. They're bored. According to data from SteamDB, the game had a peak concurrent player count of 697 when it released on Friday, August 23rd. That peak concurrent number has declined to 402 on Sunday, August 25th. That's a decline of 42.3%. As far as sales, estimates range from Gamalactic, how do we say that? Gamalactic, whatever. Estimated it sold over 7,300 copies, while VG Insights estimates it sold 12,700. Player Tracker believes it sold 13,100. I don't believe any of those. I just don't. Because I'll put it to you like this. If that many copies actually sold, that means you can have a lot of industry insiders who are supporting this game just to virtue signal it with it, right? They'll say, oh, look, I bought this game. Look at me. I support the woke, right? Whereas they don't actually play it. It doesn't matter if you buy the fucking game if you're not playing it. If you're letting the numbers tank to this level where there's 188 players playing right now, then that's not exactly very good for the overall modern audience look, right? You guys are not actually supporting the game. And even if you did buy it, you're not playing it. So what does it matter? The game is likely a massive financial disaster for Firewalk Studios and its parent company, PlayStation Studios. I said this on Saturday Night Hypnosis, and I'm going to say it again in this video. I genuinely believe that what we're looking at with Concord is almost as bad as Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League for Warner Brothers, right? This is PlayStation's Suicide Squad. I'm just being real with you. This right here, this game is PlayStation's Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That's how big of a debacle this game is going to be in terms of a financial loss. When we get to the earnings call for this game, or when we get to the earnings call for PlayStation or Sony in general, I can't wait to see how they're going to gaslight their investors who were asking questions about Concord before the game released, and they were like, oh yeah, no, it has plenty of good press around it. Yeah, players are so excited to jump into this. Bro, how are you going to gaslight yourself out of this one? I would love to see it. They're probably talking to their PR departments right now like, guys, how are we going to spend this? We need to spend this somehow, some way. The game's lead character designer, John, admitted to PC Gamer that the game had been in development for 8 years, bro. 8 years. 8 years to get 700 players. That is fucking crazy. He shared the game has been in development for around 8 years, and I've been there for almost 5 of them. We don't get a lot of launch days in our careers, so today is special for a ton of reasons. Oblige me some good vibes today. No, fuck your good vibes, bro. You made a garbage game That's the thing. They're trying to gaslight people, and they're trying to say, oh, remember that this game was made by real humans. Be kind, be nice. Fuck you. No, absolutely not. Let's not sit here and gaslight people and pretend like we suddenly care how a product is made. 99.9% of people do not care how a product is made. They only care about what the product can do for them. That's notoriously known through all avenues of entertainment, all avenues of products, all avenues of service. They don't care. All people care about is what the product will do for them, whether the societal stature of the product, maybe it's expensive, maybe it'll make people think you got money, or it's the overall usability of the product and what it brings to your overall livelihood and how it can improve your quality of life. That's all people care about, because most shit is made in China. Most shit is made by slave labor. Most shit till this day is made by means that will make it very questionable as to why most people support it, myself included. I got a bunch of shit that was made in China that is very much good stuff that I use every single day. So again, we're not going to sit up here and we're not going to pretend that we suddenly care how a product is made. Then he also noted the development team was planning to maintain and update the game into the foreseeable future. He said Concord has so much humanity and depth to it. I really hope people give it a shot. Insanely proud of the game. We're strapped in and ready to push it for years to come. Yeah, sure you are. Sure, you better get ready to push it right onto the unemployment line, because that's exactly where you're going. It's unclear how many years if Concord will last. Most gamers are taking bets on how long it will take Firewalk Studios to make the game free to play, or how long before PlayStation Studios shuts down Firewalk Studios. So here's what I think is going to happen. I think that they made it a $40 game in the hopes to try to get a decent amount of initial sales, whatever that number may be, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, whatever. They're hoping that they get that amount of money back, and then they're going to take that money and use it to pay the salaries of the people they're going to keep on site, right? Because they're going to fire people for sure. They're going to use that money to pay the salaries of certain people on site to keep pushing content to this game slowly but surely, until eventually what's going to happen is after about a year, the game's probably going to become free to play. They're going to have no choice but to make it free to play, because if they don't make it free to play, then they're going to have to kill the game. There's no way the game is going to be monetizable or maintain itself on just 700 players or whatever. It's a fucking impossible. It's going to drop down to like 50 players in the next 6 months. So there's no way. So you're going to have to make it free to play in the hopes that it encourages a bunch of people to sign up so that you can try to make it monetizable at some point, to some extent, because right now the way you have it, it's garbage. I mean, it's fucking 300 people playing this game. Like, how are you going to monetize this? It's impossible. Sliberon predicts the game will be free to play soon. The release of Concord on Steam has been a major flop. We'll see if the numbers go up and down in the coming days, but something tells me the game will soon switch to free to play model. Bro, they can't do it right away, because if they switch to free-to-play right away, that's going to open them up to a lot of potential litigation, because they charged $40 for this game, and then they're going to be like 30 days later, whoopsie, we're gonna make it free-to-play, but we're going to keep the money of the people who paid $40. Like, no, that's not going to go over very well. You're opening yourselves up to a massive fucking potential lawsuit if you do something like that. So we'll see what ends up happening with Concord, but ultimately I am happy to report that this garbage DEI game has dropped by 42%, and if anything, if you look at the current people playing right now, it's actually a lot more than 42%. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.